Good afternoon, good day, and welcome again to this lunchtime power boost. And today's topic is on loving the self and a bit spiritual perspective on loving the self. In everyday life, we tend to think of ourselves based upon our physical appearance and based upon our possessions, our positions, our daily achievements. And we tend to feel feelings of appreciation or feelings of self-respect or feelings of love based upon those physical appearance or possessions or positions or achievements. And although all of that is there, all of those things are temporary. And so they are not a reliable source of self-respect or a reliable foundation for self-love, because physical appearance may change, and if it changes, do I stop loving self? Position may change. If it changes, do I stop loving the self? If possessions or achievements change, do I stop loving myself? Also, we might build our appreciation of self or love for self. We may base it on our relationship or what others think of us or what others feel about us and how they respond to us. That also is actually a very unstable foundation for self-appreciation or self-love. Because those things may change, and they do change, and we know that they can change anytime. And so if we build the foundation of our self-respect, our self-love on those temporary changing things, we always will have deeper insight, a sense of anxiety or insecurity of what will happen or what may happen tomorrow. And so there are some fears and some worry that already undermine our feelings of self-respect or of self-love. And so maybe before we can talk about self-love, we need to explore a bit more in depth this word self. And who is this self? This true self. All of us are aware of our external situation. We are aware of the body. But there is an invisible experiencer, one who is experiencing the bodily sensations one who is looking through the eyes, one who is hearing through the ears, like a living presence who gives life to this body, the soul, invisible being of light. And in the image of a tiny star, a being of light, a presence, a being that transcends the limitations of the body, the up and down of position and possession, a being of light. And just the thought of the real self as a beautiful being of light, like a sparkling star, operating this body as if from the center of the forehead. Tiny living star. Just that thought already generates a sense of lightness. Who doesn't love the night sky full of stars? Not just that word and that image star already creates a feeling of lightness. And so to learn to think about self using this spiritual perspective, there is the body and there are the roles that are being played out, but there is this inner being, higher being, who is non-physical, who is a being that is spiritual, pure consciousness. And if we shed all those acquired ideas of ourselves, thinking of ourselves in terms of male or female, or thinking of ourselves in terms of color of skin, or thinking of ourselves in terms of who are our friends and relationships, or thinking of ourselves in terms of our possessions or positions, if we just let go of those layers and come to the core and the essence of our being, a spiritual being of consciousness, pure, peaceful, loving being of light. That being is a child of the Supreme, child of God. And therefore that being has as if the qualities and the characteristics innate, like the Supreme. And so if I can manage to as if completely let go of all those acquired temporary identities and come back to the spiritual identity of the soul, being that is like an invisible traveler through time and space. What is there not to love? A timeless being, a selfless being, a benevolent being. It is because of identifications and attachments, ego build up over time, because of lack of spiritual knowledge, that behavior begins to deviate and becomes unpleasant. But in the essence and in the core of our being, that almost childlike nature, what is there not to love? And so loving the self means coming back to that core and that essence, true self. So let us aim the next few moments to get into that mindset and use the power to choose and guide your thoughts. And so let the body be comfortable. And relax. Let the breathing be calm and natural. Relax the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Relax the legs and make sure your feet are on the floor. Inhale and exhale. And let consciously the muscles of the neck relax. And now become aware of this living, aware being who is creating thoughts and feelings and who is experiencing this body. The one who is sitting behind the eyes, using the eyes to see. And we acknowledge all the physical things around and the body, but there is an invisible experiencer, like a tiny living star, living presence, invisible to the human eye. And we hold that vision of a living star operating from the center of the forehead. The soul. Timeless. A guest in this body, a guest in this world. A spiritual being who's free, not dependent on body or bodily appearance for existence or for nature of lightness. An immortal being. Child of the Supreme Soul, God. And before entering into ego and attachments and identifications, consciousness was pure, and clean and free, egoless, ignorant of fear and anxiety, ignorant of desires, just pure, full, harmonious, childlike and innocent being. And just try and remember a state when mind was clean and not contaminated by external impressions or expectations or conditionings. Clean slate. Just light and stillness and benevolence and freedom. What is there not to love about that pure, childlike, real self? Uncontaminated and independent from all the changing scenes and situations and in this play, this drama of human kind in the physical world. And just hold that silence, that stillness, that quiet, that freedom. Of the soul. And as we gradually choose to become aware again of the external, aim to approach everyday activities from that higher perspective, that clean perspective, as a guest, as a traveler, through time, through space. Thank you. Have a good day.